All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people. Also, freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform. This is Let's Talk TV. And if you're joining us, please do not forget to do the needful. Make sure you're sharing this video to as many group and platforms as possible, even as we continue to unfold and to expose all the activities of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. But this time around, yes, we are going to Imo State, Owerri. Imo State. Imo State, there is a lot of issues ongoing in Imo State. And that is why, I don't know if you've heard of Nonso. Yes, Nonso has actually been talking tough lately, which is a good thing. Why there are people who are fighting for the freedom of Biafra, why there are groups that are also making sure that the Biafran territory is well defended. At least there are some few who are also rising up to actually expose the activities of this terrorist army and terrorist police in Imo State and every part of Biafran land. If we can have more of, the Nonso who keep on exposing. I could remember the time he started talking and exposing the activities of these, organ harvesters and the rest of them, which are now becoming too rampant in Owerri State. Now, Nonso has also dropped a very tough update, for Biafran. And this time around, the Owerri youth, or the Imo State youth, rather not Owerri, the Imo State youth are ready to embark on a non-violent protest, but a very massive protest against these so-called police who are extorting Imo youth. Let's be realistic about this. I've had so many complain about this whole thing. Police are now blackmailing Igbo youth, not just police, but the army. This whole thing of extortion and buying and all that, and attacks, genocidal attacks and massacre, still boils down to the main reason why the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and Joko and the rest of them are fighting and doing everything possible, to eradicate and remove anything that has to do with the force, with the zoo force in Biafran land. Because of these kind of issues. Remember, when, the army were exposed for organ harvesting. In fact, it got to the level where their location was also exposed. You see, the issue of extortion is becoming a norm. And this whole thing has gotten to the level where, these so-called police are now extorting the youth. They are now blackmailing the youth, rather. For example, you see a policeman stop a young boy only because he's driving a flashy car. And he's threatening the young man, if you don't give me so amount, if you don't transfer so amount, I'll put an allegation against you. They are ready to buy at the slightest provocation of, if you even dare to argue with them, they are ready to shoot. This is the kind of ordeal that, Imolites are facing in Imo State. And the funniest thing? Hope Uzodinma is actually not interested because these are his boys. These are his boys. He is fully part of this ordeal that is happening in Imo State. And that is why the likes of Nonso and the rest of them, are planning on going on a very critical protest against this evil that has become a norm in Imo State. Now let us hear from Nonso before we go further.
Due to the continuous harassment and extortion and intimidation of Imo residents, especially Imo youths, the National Youth Alliance Imo State chapter has issued a press release. The press release, I got a post here in the comment section so that you will read the press release from the National Youth Alliance Imo State chapter. The summary of that press release is we are going to protest, a 3-day protest against police extortion in Imo. And it is the National Youth Alliance, as headed by Comrade Nonso Nkwa, that will spearhead the protest in Imo State. Throughout Imo State, we are going to protest and we are going to tell the police and of course the Joint Task Force, made up of the civil defense and the police, that enough is enough. Imo youths are no longer happy. Imo youths are frustrated. Imo youths are angered that the police has continued to vehemently and recklessly extort Imo youths. Mande nkebu hilosu police, mande nkebu boss Imo. Otaka desha Owerri. We have received the report Adela too much. We cannot be talking about this thing. No, enough is enough. You know, we cannot be talking about it. We cannot keep talking and keep talking and keep talking, and yet nothing is happening. So ndi money nende you to ni lende mandem paga wuju na the streets of Owerri. On a very date we are going to mention after Kainechara ndi police and the Joint Task Force 7-day ultimatum. They have 7 days to seize. They have 7 days to halt. They have 7 days to stop forthwith extortion of Imo youths. Na madu na bezi moboto oboronjo. Na madu di ezigbo efe oboronjo. You cannot be cornering Imo youths and extorting them 200,000, 400,000, 500,000, or for 1 million. You cannot be arresting them illegally and threatening them. Yeah, babuha, threatening them. Me say Hana Habu IPOB, Habu ESN. Once he threatened her with IPOB ESN, you know you have the materials in your car, so you can even use it against them and blackmail them before you know it. Ababuha. So the use of Imo State under National Youth Alliance, we are saying enough is all this while. We have been calling the Commissioner of Police, we have been begging. We have been begging the government, we have been begging the commissioner, we have been begging the police to please see reason with Imo youths, see reason with Imo residents, stop extorting them. But opening eye, they open a deaf ear. One day, we are going to protest 3 days. We will lock down Owerri. The whole of Imo State are not there. You know, we are going to lock it down. We are going to lock down the whole place. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So you are going to see our press release. After 7 days, we are also planning on how to collaborate with other international human rights organizations and CLOs in Nigeria. We already contacted Showore, contacted Adeyanju, contacted Femi Falana, contacted other human rights activists in Nigeria. It is going to be a shutdown. Abruna Police Joe, Joint Task Force Joe, National Youth Alliance. We are not going to back down. They must stop extorting Imo youths. They must stop extorting Imo residents. Maheme here, the 7 days of grace for them to do the right thing. For the Commissioner of Police to call his boys to order. For the Joint Task Force, their commander, to call them to order. You cannot be cornering Imo youths. They are doing transfer. And they break transfer. And they go for the school self. And make sure you transfer. They go school, huh? They go mad on an account. When I see they transfer. You people will keep extorting people, At the end of the day, Imo youths, Imo residents are left with nothing. National Youth Alliance, we have come up. Because what you people follow us. You have seen where we beg police commissioner. You have seen where we beg the security. They should stop extorting Imo youths. But at the end of the day, therefore, we are not going to back down. We are not going to back down. This protest must hold. But the 7 days grace is there. The 7 days window is there for the police and the security agents, the JTF, to take precaution and seize and halt the extortion of Imo youths. Here, we will protest. It is our right to protest. There is nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Go to the press release. After after the press release, other things will come up after 7 days. We are preparing for this. This is not a protest against hunger. This is not a protest against Tunumbu. This is not a protest against federal government. This is a protest against those police officers, because we know when endowment police, but against those police officers that have continued to use keke bus to be extorting Imo residents and Imo youths, against those JTF members that have continued to extort Imo youths. And we say enough is enough.
Now, you've actually heard it from Nonso Nkwa. And the truth is that this is the best thing they can do. And also, let me tell you, for the fact that most of these guys are not coming openly, to speak in support of the Biafran Liberation Army, doesn't mean that they do not like what the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is doing. Because the fact is that, the reality is that if we allow some certain things to continue in Biafran land, it will be a total disaster. Let's just face reality. These guys are ready to, wipe out the entire Biafran land just for them to achieve their purpose. That is why I will continue to give kudos to the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, who is giving it to them wotoporiously. Anyhow, with them one time they collect, main. That is just the reality. Now, leaving the issue of this Nonso Nkwa, let us go to the issue, concerning what has been trending in Biafran land and in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, because, it is now clear that the zoo has turned into, a common and a nonsensical country who do not have direction as it stands. They continue to go down on daily basis. Now, I want you to listen to this, this wonderful broadcast, and go to the comment section and give me your own input on what you think on this issue. Do not forget to share this video to as many groups and platforms as possible.
You can see, going by the title of this very live presentation that we are having this evening, the title has said, Soludo disappears in shame as BLGIE, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and of course, MNK and Biafrans at large win big today. We will be dissecting it. We will be analyzing it with some videos which I will be playing moving forward. But before we delve into the main matter that has brought us this very evening, which the title has said, let me show you first of all the ordeal, the inhuman treatment, the shame, the calamity, the agony of those who believe and represent the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Those young men and women, those young boys, especially the young one, the footballers, those that call themselves super egos of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, have all been put to shame as I'm speaking to you right now. If you were following this very trend, you will not be a novice in this matter. Recall yesterday during our, of course, Nnoko Ezunono hosted our Prime Minister yesterday. Towards the end of that very, meeting, the Honorable Chief of Staff, Dr. Ngozi Orabeze, said something that the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, who were, of course, seeking a position in the United Nations as one of the permanent security, to gain a seat in the Security Council of the United Nations, only but 3 people That is the biggest shame of the century. Only but 3 people, only three, I said 3, only 3 people voted the so-called giant of Africa. You can never get a bigger shame than that. And let me tell you, do not think that the world is not aware of what is going on. Don't think that the world does not know the human rights abuses that is happening currently in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom. Don't think that the world is not aware. And do not think that the world is not keeping record. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you what they do. What they do is that because they know that the zoo is a sovereign country, in quote, or in paper. The zoo is a sovereign nation in paper, so the world will always leave them to sort their own things. And moreover, that they have told us already that Africa is not a priority. In case you haven't seen that video, let me know in the comment section. I will search for it and play it for you before the end of this very broadcast. They have told us that Africa is not a priority as long as the West is concerned. So you can do your own human rights abuse. You can do whatever you want to do in your own domain as an African timid nation, or is there any nation in Africa as a timid, geographical expression in Africa? So you can do whatever you can do. You can do your shit, no problem. They keep on, as long as the milk and honey keeps coming out from your shithole country, as Donald Trump referred them to, then no problem for the West. For the West, as long as the milk and honey keeps coming out, no problem. But the time they will show you, when they will show you that they know, when they will show you that they know your idiocy, when they will show you that they know your stupidity, when they will show you that they know your terrorism, when they will show you that they know your human rights abuses, that they have your record, is when you want to do something that concerns them. Are you paying attention? Whenever you want to do something that has to that is attached to them, then they will show you that they have your record. They know all your nonsensical, and your idiocy, all your nonsensical actions in your country. They know it. In Africa, they know. Don't think they don't know. So when the zoo came to the United Nations asking for people to vote for them to earn a seat in the United Nations Security Council, nobody voted for them. Only about 2 out of all the countries in the world, out of all the nations in the world that make up United Nations, only 3 people voted for the Zoological Republic. Why other countries like Rwanda and other small countries in Africa got 100 and something votes, respectively. The zoo, the so-called giant of Africa, got only about 3 votes. You can never get a bigger shame than that. Now, as if that is not enough, we are talking about something that happened just last week, whereby even the person who came, let me tell you how they work. Even the person that came, who happens to be Kashim Shettima, they all know, the West is aware that Shettima is the founder of Boko Haram. The West is aware. They know. Don't think that they don't know. But there is that word, Mazinam, they can always say that even if you bring baby, if you bring dumb baby, or you bring a dog, if you bring a dog and make him your president, the West will call him Mr. President of your country. They are not the one. It is not within their, their right, their capacity, or their jurisdiction to question you. Why are you making a dog your president? It is not within their right. Neither is it within their capacity. It is within your own territory. It's within your own capacity to choose rightly and wisely who will represent you. And if the person who you choose is not given the mandate or the position, then it's left for you to revolt against it. That is what the West know. That is democracy. That is what the West is aware of. But if they give you dog and you say, yes, this dog can perform, he can actually do something, and you embrace the dog, the West will have no any option than to call that dog Mr. President of your idiotic country. So when they meet Kashim Shettima, they know, they have all the records. They know that this is the man who caused the problem in Nigeria today. This is the man that formed Boko Haram. They know. And you bring that same man to stand to represent over 250 million people in the entire Zoological Republic to vote for that same man, a terrorist, into a huge and respective, a well-respected office, like being among the United Nations Security Council. Security, which is the number one priority of all nations in the world, including the United Nations. You brought a Boko Haram to be among the members of UN Security Council, and you think the world will pay attention to you. That is the reason why nobody voted for them, and they know that there's no country called Nigeria. It does not exist anymore. It's finished. It's finished completely. No country called Zoological Republic. Now, as if that shame, that mayhem, that public assault was not enough, let us now talk about this current shame. This current shame. Imagine Libya, of all people. Libya, of all people. Obodo Tigolu Gwongwong. Although we know that Libya was among the top countries in Africa during Muammar Gaddafi. Who is calling me? I am not taking call. This is just right now. Okay. Hello. Still, the Libyan economy still remain far away, far ahead of the Zoological Republic. As I'm talking to you now, Libyan dirham is, if not number one, it should be number two. I think it's number one. The number one currency in Africa, the highest currency in Africa as it stands today, remains the Libyan dirham. Libyan money, Libyan currency is the biggest, the highest currency in Africa. With the whole war that is going on there, yet their economy remains on top. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? But the Zoological Republic, everything to yet the same Libya, a war-torn Libya, is the one that has put the zoo in the garbage in Ekpa. Now, let me read this from Daily Post Nigeria. AFCON 2025 qualifier. Libyan authorities hold Super Eagles hostage at Al-Abak Airport. Look at them. Look at them. Look them. Look them. Look them. Look them. Look them. Umokoko. Any Biafran man still representing the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom till this moment. Go and play your football in your club. Go and play your football in your club and forget about the zoo for now. Biafra is coming. The moment Biafra comes, you will play for your nation. And it's not going to take time for it to come again. It's not going to take time. Go and concentrate on your club. The moment Biafra is restored, you come and play for Biafra. if you have the talent, because of course, because of the useless politics in the zoo, football in the zoo, NFF, it is impossible for the real talents to play football for Nigeria. It is impossible for real talent to shine in the zoo, be it in the football, in music, wherever. It is impossible, almost 100% impossible, for real talent to shine in the Zoological Republic. The people that shine are the people with godfathers, people that have godfathers, people that have people on top, people that have people who will put a call across the coach or the chairman of NFF. I have a boy somewhere, I want him to play. The chairman will say, yes, my brother, yes, my boss, or yes, sir, yes, my friend. Then the chairman will call coach and say, you see that boy, Haruna, I want him to be playing football. You see that one, Abiodun, I want him to play. Why the real talent, the raw one, is somewhere languishing, somewhere either in the east or somewhere else. That is the zoo. So if you're a Biafran and you have the real talent, the raw one, raw material, focus on your club. Very soon Biafra is coming. You will play for Biafra without you paying a dime. 14th October 2024. Solu Afufu again. This same Solu Afufu. This same Solu Fulani. Bupto Zuonweya again. Bupto Zuonweya again. And this time around, because Okpogo call. Oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? Because Okpogo call. Okpogo call. And where ya n'uda adịrọ. Or where na rie. Or where was also from that same market. He said he was going to sell. That same market. Okpogo call. So Afufu Polo call. And where ya n'uda adịrọ. Or where was also. Where gazi ebe ha yatali a crowd where debeli ya obere wan choncho crowd. Where gazi there. Where gazi there. Na-eto onwe ya pọtị n'iru. Now let us see. Today we are talking about today own now. Let us see this one. After seeing this, then we'll now go to the reality on ground. Now that is to show you that the crowd is rented crowd. Although it's not a crowd, just a couple of people there. But they are paid. They are rented. Because I can authoritatively tell you that nobody, no genuine person wants to see Soludo in Anambra State.
Nobody.
There is no difference between Soludo and the Ikwi Obiano. There has never been any difference. It's the same thing. The people of Anambra, because I know what I'm saying, I know 100% of what I'm saying.
How do you go tired?
The people of Anambra are tired. They are not just tired, but they have never felt anything at all, even small thing, that there was a change of government from, Ikwi Obiano and Soludo. No difference. Now, let's listen to him before I give you microphone at Ade Olamma.
It's okay for all Mogwa. It's okay for Mogwa. Also, care for all Mogwa. Also, care for Mogwa because. If all also, yes. Thank you.
This one is just for them for the media, people who will watch it on media to think that he is loved. Nobody loved or loves Soludo in the entire old and defunct Anambra State. Nobody, not even one person. Even those that he rented are not at peace with him. How could you be at peace of your somebody who is destroying your lives? Nobody. Now let's continue.
Thank you, thank you.
Even if you look at the back of the keke, you see that there are no crowd. There are no crowd.
No.
Yes, as a governor, you can say that as a governor, no crowd is there.
No crowd.
As a governor.
Ndị terrorist na-enyere na kara ya organ ka okporo je ibe agha ala engine now. Okporo natara banya nchari na ofu ebe.
You see? Now let's continue.
Onye abụ onye ogbe. Onye ogbe. Ọpụrụ. Ọpụgo m ụgwọ keke. Thank you.
Adade Olamma, imagine PM, imagine Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa just Poku say Biafrans Biano. Even a place he will not even be, physically present. A place that he will not be physically present. You will see crowd as long as he's the one that made that call. Talk less of a place that he will be physically present. Can you imagine the kind of crowd that will be seen around there? Just imagine. Can you imagine? Let us assume now that the Prime Minister just came out and make an announcement that Biafrans will gather in Switzerland on the 20th of October this month. That he wants Biafrans to gather in Switzerland, in Zurich. I want to tell you that even Biafrans who live in the faraway Scandinavia, where he lives, Biafrans who live in the faraway, United Kingdom, Biafrans who live in the faraway, Poland, will all gather in Zurich that same day. You will see crowd. When he himself will not even be there. Now, can you imagine where he will be physically present? This is to show you that these people do not have popularity. They do not have popularity. Nobody knows them. Nobody thinks of them. Nobody respects them. You call yourself a governor and you come in a place like Opiweka, the most famous, a place in the entire Igbo land. I want to say it again. The most famous place in the entire Igbo land, because if I don't know people, where about Igbo?
Well,
what about that bridge? And what about Igbo? The flyover, I mean. If I don't know people, and if I don't know people, what about Igbo nine? Yes, if I don't know people, if I don't know people, for sure. So Soludo that called himself a governor came to Opiweka everywhere this country. Nobody was seen on site apart from Ndotie. According to Adade Olamos, no ndine buchakole ya ndine ebele organ nele.
no, I go with the other AVC or AVG.
AVG.
I went the AVG.
Now let me finish it.
Majority never on the Fulani.
Exactly. Now let me finish it. Then Adade Olama, you speak, before now playing you the video, I just will tell you there. I would I do tell you so let me finish it. Then Ikusioku. Then I will now play the videos. I do today. Where many you fell in. Now let's continue.
Very much. Thank you. Ana m akpaghalị ka ndị so na Anambra dị mma. Ejego m a lot of local governments wee batazi Ọnịcha kịta.
Adadola mma ka m lapụkere ka ikwu okwu ebe ọ sị na nọ na-akpaghalị to see that na Anambra dị mma. Nọ na-akpaghalị ọ bụrụ na ọ na-arụ ife nọ na-arụ ọrụ
solution governor now.
Ọ bụrụ na ọ na-arụ project ai ụwa dị egwu biko kwuke n'okwu n'ife a na ọ sị na ọ na-akpaghalị na ọ bụrụ na ọ na-arụ project ma ọ nwere scheme one government scheme ọ wepụtalụ ọ chọrọ ifix put in place ka ga-benefit ndị Igbo nọ na old Anambra na ọ na-akpaghalị iji wee fụ na Anambra dị mma biko ka ife ya akpọ nka
nna m nwekwa na ife ya akpụ ya ka ife ya akpụ ya ọ ndọ ahọrịrị ka agbala because na Soludo che na ya dị intelligent oche na o nwere brain mana the only thing Soludo che so that na ndị be anyị amalaghị ife anaghị ahọrịzi ndị be anyị ahọrị iji gwa gị eziokwu ọ na-akpagharị iji wee fụ na be anyị dị mma ya ibe ya eme ka be ha dị mma wụ stop sit at home.
Exactly.
Ajụjụ these people ya ajụ ya bụ ọwụ sit at home ndị Fulani na-ekidnap ndị be anyị Soludo na-akpagharị ọ chọrọ ka be anyị dị mma o ya akwụsịgodo eji obidogodo wawa n'ime ọfịa nụ kpụpụtagasị ndị Fulani ha dowere n'ime ọfịa na-ebukọrọba ntara nke na Imoroko wofugodo ndị AVG Soludo chụpụtara na-egbuchasị ndị mmadụ na-ezu oshi na-eme mpụ na arụrụ ana niile dị iche iche werekwa wepụtagodo ndị o bukọrọ aka odo na-akụjisi ụmụazị be anyị aka na ọba zuo ofe oshi one ka mma agụba ha n'one Soludo kwesịrị ịmadatụ ọdụ n'onwe ọzọ ulu ọba do ya abazi ulu eke Soludo kwesịrị ịmadatụ na ya lose control onwe ọzọ anything na ọ na-akọntrol zi ya kparịzi n'onwe ya na ọnwụ na Soludo chọrọ ịkwụ ọ na-akpagharị iji wee fụ na befa dị mma onye dị confusion in fact amara nka m esi gwa gị ya Soludo dị confused a very useless human being eziokwu ka m na-agwa gị ọ ka ojeje ahụ and number one ka o nwekwa confuse ndị mmadụ because ọwụ niile ọcha ibe niile ahụ ya na Soludo ikuku na gbago n'elu gbago n'ala those people ndị Fulani throughout o nwere onye gosiri gị ruye o nwere onye ifu ndị ewepụtara ọfụma ana m esi isi ọnwụ na-ewepụta ndị ahụ ọfụma ihe afụ na ihe niile ahụ Fulani nwere because ndị Igbo ba ya egbekwaghị ike itekwa any risky ọnwụ na gbasa ebe this useless people nọ the same group ahụ kpọkwara je n'ọpa iwe ka mbọsị o jere n'ọpa iwe ka the same group ahụ ka ya na-anọkwa that place
exactly
because mgbe ọ nwere ịkpọrọ je kwa bịa nwantịntị ego gịnị bacha dị na-eju bọs evuraje ofe behusa the same group because ọnwụ na iwe ọchịa mbọsị ahụ jere ọpa iwe ka agụkwara ya Soludo n'ịda anyị mma mbom ị na-ege mkpụrụ mmadụ one ma one kwere dati mbomba ahụ and agụkwara ya egwu a kịta ọnwụ na the crowd ndị ya na Soludo mgbe ahụ o tinye Soludo maka ndị be anyị si eme ọbịa iwu onye ọ na-enwenye isi aka mana ọ dị sempe iwe ọchịkwa the voice gụrụ ya Soludo n'ịda anyị ma tọnụkwa na voice nke agụra n'ọpa iwe ka bọsọ ha jere na main market the same voice and ndị ya ekwekwa the same people ahụ ya ekwuye ụmụnne m biko unu enwekwara unu azụ ada ka ebe mere chanel gị ha bụ na ebe chanel ka anyị bara akara ha kụchiri ebe chanel m
wow
apịachiri m slave nke a na-akpọ ohu gbara slave ohu na Nnewi pịachiri YouTube ma o mere m ibe o mere ole m ijus chee nọ na ya ka m si eri nri ọma ada ndị bụ na ndị egerekwana aka ọrụ. So ụmụnne m ka anyị pụtagodo unu bata unu na subscribe nke ahụ my new channel ọ blọkụ ya ya ejekpe mpekwa ọzọ na YouTube emepe 100 times mepe 100 times ọkwa oziọma bịa fụ anyị na-agbasi ya ọsọ nsọ ya ibe onwe ibe ya emenwe nwe ihe ọzọ ka anyị apụgodo saịdị azụ emecha ka anyị kpaa. So ụmụnne m unu bata unu na-eshiara ndị program like ya na ya subscribe ọnụ ụmụnne m. So ndị be anyị amara gị ife na-eme ka nkọwatara sọọlụ udo and sọọlụ udo mara that I can never in this world remain that person all before.
Never.
Only onwe ya tọkọbọ ibi na ahụ na-eje na anaka ya mma ọmanya ka ọ mara ya amara ma ọ ma sọọlụ udo feel that na onye emenwe ihe na Biafran government in exile sọọlụ udo feel that na onye emenwe ihe na abata obi eze abata n'obi one na ala Igbo niile onye emenwe ọ dị too small ọ na-ebini ọ na-ada. Now instead sọọlụ udo ya bịakwa bada ya elu uzo onye wofili na ọnwaze na control na ọnọzi in charge oji okpokọta the group of criminals na-ezuru ya ochi na-egburu ya ọchụ na-ewekọrọ ya particulars ụmụ mmadụ abịa were masa hụ n'anya oje na Nkwọka okpokọta ndị Fulani niile na-azedele shu ya na Nkwọka ọnwụ na ozu ezi na Nkwọka nwoke nke anụmanụ a ekpetara ya from Enugu elodorobe na Hilux butere ya ofe ebe bịa hụsarafa ibiche na ndụba ibe niile nọ ebe a there is no Igbo woman mma ama nwere ike iso sọọlụ udo na this hot area ọ dị impossible. The life onye ọnwụ na dị in danger because ọnwụ na ha ya esie ibe mere tata kara ime ka eji emecha agbara ya egwu ndị mmụọ nna m na-aga n'iru.
Udo. Now, somebody made a comment and said he used one keke na pepe to show that there is transportation. Spot on. Spot on. That very comment is spot on. You can't say it. You can't say it better than that. Ojofu keke na pepe. Where ma pota? Ke go si na we transport while look or if any na ekonoko.
And the worst part kuku na chere go kanti on eba. Nife gbasa thank you my brother call my sister wetara okwu keke. This keke number one that onye kan ji gwa say that if awa lenji. Because ona this is sọọlụ udo na crowd onye ewu ayo ogwuru ebe a
mbanu
at least ndị mmadụ ya amụ ife merenu na to show you that na ndị niile na ebe a ndị ya na sọọlụ udo ibe awa lenji ibe awa ya plan o ji wee nwee ike nọ na ọmana that nna ikuku na ị na-ahụkwa ụzọ kedu ka isi wee nyogide ibe a nyote that because mụnwa na onwe m ama that na the only thing afọ m mgbe ọ bara moto ahụ fụkwa ebe ọ kwụsịrị ama na jete mana kedu ka isi wee nyewe onye afọ ya si ewu today onye mfụsa mgbe ị na-egosi ibe asị m gịnị onwedu mgbe uche m ruere na this pole a ma uru na iji m atụ ana ịdị too much nna ịdị too much
owe ebe ọ gara fụ ebe ka ọ nọ wayo ka o gwuru ndị be anyị
and ndị onwe ya so ọrụ udo gwuru onwe ya so wayo wuti ndị otu ibe ya ndị be anyị ka o gwuru wayo because ọnwụ na o gwuru ndị be anyị wayo bad egeni ye ntị
yes
onwe ka ọ na-egwu that wayo
and the case kosi how did he pay or how did he try to pay for Keke Marua that did not take him anywhere? So he tried to try to go ndi ga watch the video because someone a record video. So actually go ndi ya watch the video wayo. No matter when the guy made that video analyze. They have lost it. Now let's continue.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And to show you that it or anybody you see here, Adadela made it very correct. Ndị niile nọ here bụ ndị na-egburu ya ọchụ.
Ndị na-egburu ya ọchụ, solution governor.
Yes.
Ndị na-egburu ya ọchụ juru ebe a.
Including that idiot claim no na-akwụ ụgwọ keke because fancha niile mana the same place ya nwa fano ka fano na nwere ebe fagalo. They all know
that they are who the person ọfụma onye kwụrụ ụgwọ keke. Mmadụ bara keke move je kwụọrọ ya ụgwọ. Agbara ndị niile na-ebe ahụ the same people. Ọ aleji ejere fukọtara ndị na-alụrụ ya ọrụ, ndị na-egburu ya ọchụ, ndị na-egburu ya ụmụ ndị Anambra kpọtara ya ebe a. Na Chineke ụmụnne m epin onye na my new page just follow me na subscribe.
Nga need the link. I would need the link so that can we get here na comment section so that our people can be able to click and